A day of dread, Friday the 13th. Just the name sends shivers down your spine. It's a day whispered about in hushed tones, a day associated with bad luck and strange happenings. We avoid ladders, fear black cats, and dread breaking mirrors, all because of the superstitions attached to this seemingly ordinary day. But where did this fear originate? And what is it about Friday the 13th that continues to grip our imaginations? Unlucky origins. Where did it all begin? The fear of Friday the 13th is a tangled web of ancient fears and cultural beliefs. Some trace it back to Norse mythology, where 13 guests attended a dinner in Valhalla, and the god of joy, Baldur, was killed, casting the world into darkness. Others point to the Last Supper, attended by Jesus and his 12 disciples, 13 in total, on Maundy Thursday, the day before his crucifixion on Good Friday. Over time, these separate threads of misfortune have woven themselves together, solidifying Friday the 13th as a day of ill omen. The Vanishing Hitchhiker, a ride into fear. This chilling tale has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding a new layer of mystery and dread. One urban legend intrinsically linked with Friday the 13th is the tale of the Vanishing Hitchhiker. This story has been told around campfires in hushed tones and even adapted into movies and books, making it a staple of horror folklore. A lone driver, traveling a deserted road late at night, encounters a solitary figure thumbing a ride. The figure often appears out of nowhere, shrouded in mist or fog, adding to the eerie atmosphere. The driver, feeling a pang of sympathy, stops to pick up the hitchhiker, often a young woman. She is usually dressed in old-fashioned clothing, which seems out of place in time, further unsettling the driver. They chat nervously, and the hitchhiker gives an address, only for the driver to later discover that the address belongs to a cemetery or that the hitchhiker vanished from the car years ago, tragically killed in an accident on that very stretch of road. The driver often finds an item left behind, like a scarf or a book, as a chilling reminder of the encounter. The Vanishing Hitchhiker's story spread like wildfire, fueled by campfire stories and late-night whispers, cementing its place in Friday the 13th lore. Each retelling adds a new twist, making it a living legend that continues to haunt the imaginations of those who hear it. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the tale of the Vanishing Hitchhiker serves as a cautionary story about the unknown and the mysteries that lurk in the shadows of the night. The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs, Terror on the Phone. This is a story that has haunted the imaginations of many for decades, a tale that sends shivers down the spine and makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Another chilling tale deeply entwined with Friday the 13th is the story of the Babysitter and the Man Upstairs. This urban legend has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding a new layer of fear and suspense. A teenage babysitter, alone in a large quiet house, receives a series of increasingly menacing phone calls. The house, with its creaking floors and dark corners, becomes a character in itself, amplifying the sense of dread. The voice on the other end of the line breathes heavily, taunting her, asking, "Have you checked on the children?" Each call becomes more sinister, the voice more menacing, as the babysitter's fear escalates. Terrified, the babysitter contacts the operator, who warns her that the calls are coming from inside the house. The realization hits her like a ton of bricks, her heart pounding in her chest as she tries to figure out what to do next. The story culminates in a terrifying climax as the babysitter discovers the true source of the calls, often the man upstairs, who has already murdered the children. The horror of the situation is almost too much to bear, as she comes face to face with the killer. This tale, tapping into our primal fears of vulnerability and isolation, became a staple of slumber parties and fueled the growing association of Friday the 13th with terror. The story of the babysitter and the man upstairs is a reminder of the thin line between safety and danger, and how quickly our sense of security can be shattered. It's a story that continues to be told, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk just beyond the edge of the light. The curse of the Black Friday retail apocalypse. This term has become synonymous with the chaos and frenzy that descends upon retail stores every year. In more recent times, the fear of Friday the 13th has extended its shadowy reach to the world of retail, creating a modern-day phenomenon that has left many stores empty and abandoned. This fear has morphed into the dreaded Black Friday sales, a day that was once anticipated with excitement, but now often brings dread and anxiety. This shopping frenzy, often marked by stampedes, fights over discounted televisions, and a general sense of chaos, has become a spectacle of consumerism gone awry. The scenes of overturned shopping carts, scattered merchandise, and heated arguments among shoppers paint a grim picture of what was once a festive shopping event. News footage often captures the mayhem, showing security footage of shoppers in disarray, further solidifying the day's reputation as one of unpredictable and often negative events. The Black Friday phenomenon, fueled by consumerism and the relentless pursuit of a bargain, has turned into a day of survival rather than celebration. This adds a modern twist to the ancient fear, showing that the superstitions associated with Friday the 13th are not just relics of the past, but are very much alive in our contemporary world. The eerie lighting and worried faces of shoppers reflect the anxiety and tension that have come to define this day. The bustling crowds in brightly lit malls and busy urban streets are a stark contrast to the underlying fear and chaos that Black Friday brings, proving that the superstitions associated with Friday the 13th are not confined to the shadows, but very much alive in our modern world. Enduring fear. Why Friday the 13th still haunts us. Why then does Friday the 13th continue to hold such sway over us? Perhaps it's the thrill of the unknown, the delicious shiver of fear that runs down our spines when we acknowledge the possibility of something beyond our control. Or maybe it's the human need to find patterns in chaos, to ascribe meaning to seemingly random events. Whatever the reason, Friday the 13th continues to intrigue and scare us, a testament to the enduring power of superstition and the dark allure of the unknown.